floods you with doubt. Centering. You're bringing your awareness into your body. You're reminding yourself, I am here. I am awake. I am in control. This is not meditation in the modern sense. It's preparation. A samurai preparing for battle didn't sit and hope for peace. He sharpened his focus, stabilized his breath, and entered readiness. You are doing the same. You are preparing to face the day, not as a victim of circumstance, but as the one who decides how it unfolds. And here's where it gets deeper. Most people begin their day in reaction mode. They wake up, grab their phone, and immediately flood their mind with other people's thoughts. News, messages, social media, comparison, distraction. They give away their attention before they've even claimed it for themselves. And attention is everything. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. Where your energy goes, your life follows. Musashi understood this. He lived alone in Kuss and mountains for years, not because he hated people, but because he refused to let the world dictate his focus. He chose silence, solitude, stillness, because in that space he could hear himself clearly. He could sharpen his mind without interference. You don't need to live in a cave, but you do need to protect your morning. The first hour of your day must be yours, not your boss's, not your girlfriend's, not the algorithms. Yours. So after you stand and breathe, you make a decision. No phone for the first hour. Not a single glance. Not just checking. Nothing. This will be hard. Your brain will crave it. It's been conditioned to need that hit of dopamine, that flood of stimulation. But that craving is exactly why you must break it. Because as long as you're controlled by that need, you're not free. You're reactive, you're weak. A warrior controls his impulses. He does not serve them. Instead of scrolling, you move. Physically. Not because you're trying to get it fit. That will happen. But because movement wakes the body, and the body wakes the mind. Musashi trained every morning. Sword work, footwork, conditioning. Not for hours. Not with complexity. With precision. He repeated the fundamentals until they became instinct. You will do the same. Your movement practice doesn't need to be elaborate. Push-ups, squats, stretching, a short walk.
Oh, mature narrow.
What matters is that you do it.
What's up, mature narrow? What's up? I don't know how to say that name. What's up, Thug Haj? Thug Haj or Thug Hai? I'm not too sure. And what's up, Mahanur? Mahanur? What's up? Thank you for joining me today. That was my attempt at 5 handstand push-ups again. Okay, let's continue on. Oh man, is that crooked? Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Yeah, it's a little crooked. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Some people come, some people go. Oh, I did that backwards.
Knows how to operate as that person. It knows the patterns, the habits, the responses. It's safe. But growth requires you to become someone new. And becoming someone new is uncomfortable, uncertain, risky. The brain interprets that as danger, so it resists. It creates excuses. It floods you with doubt. It
Yeah, I don't know how to actually pronounce that, but Thug Haj, Thug Haj, Thug Haj. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Nailed it. And then there's Mangu Narrow. J9B says hi. Also, so did the other guy, and, and he also says hi, and it says no one's here. Yeah, sometimes people come, sometimes people go. You know, uh, and Mr. Clean OU4EZ says clean up. Uh, yeah, well, I don't even know if you can see the mess, Mr. Clean. It's not that dirty. Well, you can't see it being that dirty. I actually am cleaning up. That's the thing. Unless you mean mentally, then I fully agree with you, and that is a work in progress. Alright, I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test this real quick. Okay. Well, I just figured out this had a vibrations setting, so that's what we're gonna be using from now on. Well, I mean, I saw it, I just didn't use it. So yeah, in all honesty, there are lots of ups and downs. I I think it's just all information and I need honestly, regardless of what actually happens. What time is it? We got we got a minute left, but yeah, man. Um, I just need to push myself harder. Stop doing the things that I said I'm gonna stop doing. Start doing the things I said I'm gonna start doing. And yeah, in all honesty, I don't think I can dedicate it to anyone else but myself. Yeah, I mean, I make it sound bad, but we've had lots of progress over just these like 3 months in general. Honestly, just the awareness alone like has progressed to the point where it's no longer a debate, but something that's actively in progress and gaining momentum. So yeah, it's just not where I need to be, but that's okay. It, like the habits, stopping the habits is. I don't think it's something I can fully just destroy myself on. I think some people need like more help than just doing it themselves. So I think I'm going to reach to that point, but at the same time, it's like I still have to appreciate the progress I've made and the realizations I've come to even be able to lessen what I want to stop, fully. And all praise to the Creator, thank you God, for making me even realize that. Because yeah, man. All right, it's okay. It's 5:01 now. Yeah. See you in 10 minutes. Oh shit, man. Oh man, there's a lot going on. Like not just mentally, but physically and always spiritually. I I'm not actually sure like what's happening, but it's clear that something's happening within the world. And that sounds such like so vague and way too general, but whatever you account that to, like you'll be right, I guess, in a sense. Um, yeah, man. Anyways, hope you guys appreciate this journey that we've been on. Yeah, this is so I can do like handstand push-ups and meditation and other stuff. But the bigger goal is ultimately like to stop just smoking, well vaping and any kind of pleasure seeking stuff. Like again, we've made massive progress on that, but we need to continue making more progress. And yeah, again, one thing that's continuously stayed on my mind with this, it's like is actually thinking about it because I don't know why it's like it just all of a sudden came up to me that I'm actively avoiding like the thoughts that I want to stop. Like if that makes sense, it's like yes, I know I want to stop, but every time it comes into my mind, I I don't fully think about it, and then not only do I not fully let myself think about it, I don't fully let myself get like feel the embarrassment, feel even the happiness that comes from like the habits. Because to say there's not happiness that comes from it would be a lie. But at the same time, that happiness just kind of just turned it into an annoyance, honestly. But yeah, man. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Yeah, I I say keep making more progress. Mm, putting put it in God hands and keep making more progress. And remember, like you will mess up in a sense, but every mess up is an opportunity to learn and grow if you let it be. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So we're gonna continue on. Man, I might have to change my day 91 thing because I want to work out to an hour, but it's not going to be 100% guaranteed every day. So yeah, holy crap! I don't know if I can actually like continue this as I wanted to. Like the very nature of this, of what I want to do with this, could like continue the meditation on like it is changing. I'm not 100% sure if that's a good or bad thing, really. Yeah, that's just what's on my mind, honestly. If that resonates with you, then it resonates with you. But slow and steady, well, yeah, slow and steady progress. Honestly, I think that's all I can do at this current moment. Mm, like and that alone kind of just sounds depressing to even hear myself say that verbally. To hear myself say that verbally, in a sense, almost makes me feel like I'm restarting back at day one of like day one of even having a thought and making steps towards that thought. but at the same time, like I listened to this podcast recently that basically gives a representation of your mind, like going through the seasons, like summer, spring, fall, autumn, winter, all that, and then like it kind of helps you understand in a sense that like you will go through like the you go through all the four seasons kind of thought rather like you go through summer. Most people like summer over over fall, winter, spring, all those seasons. Summer, fall, winter, spring, autumn. Oh yeah, fall is autumn, and yeah. So mentally, you kind of go through all those steps, but I think not like 100% personalizing, but well, of course, I have to personalize at the same time. But putting that into a specific thing for just trying to stop one thing, putting that mindset into one thing is helping me progress even further. And I think one main thing I've learned to appreciate from this as a whole is like again appreciating like the smaller steps because I've been trying to stop this probably that's probably like 2 years after I started honestly because yeah again you start something because one reason it leads to another reason and then that unknowingly to you becomes something closer than you had wanted it to be, right? Because I remember like thinking, oh, I'm just gonna do that for a little while or stop, or I'm just gonna today's the day. I'm just gonna chuck that, and then like a couple of days go by, and then again you buy another one, and then you try it, and I'm talking like in high school, like doing this, not even up to this current moment, but like in high school, like thinking, oh, I'm gonna stop that, but then not even understanding what it has on your mind or the pull that it has on your body, and and then continuing on later. But again, with all of that, it probably took all the way after high school before I even realized like that's an actual issue that I wanted to stop. Like it's all going through everything in life, all the other ups and downs, and there's been quite a few downs, honestly. But I'm starting to realize it's almost just as equal as far as ups. Like I just don't view it that way because it's not the up that I want, But there's always steady increments, and with each increment you get up higher, you realize you're just like kind of lower from where you want to be, but at the same time appreciate that level up, right? Yeah. Again, just random thoughts on my mind. If this resonates with you, then it resonates with you. Uh, yeah. And one thing I will say too, what I'm starting to realize is like with the body as a whole, like I like when I used to hear people talk about, oh, just let yourself breathe, and all those things, like, and actually trying to do that, like does anyone else out there, like, are you aware enough of of thinking like when you're breathing, like with every, and not just like not just letting yourself breathe, not just bringing your awareness to the breath, but like do you like are you aware enough of actually feeling your body do the work of breathing? I guess that's what I'm trying to say, right? Because your body like knows the work in a sense, like, and I think I need to like simplify everything I'm doing even more because there's a bunch of information, bunch of possibilities, bunch of other things, but I'm I don't think I'm specifying to the point I need to be to get the results I want. But at the same time, there's other beliefs that I do have where it's like if I specify with those even more and less with the other stuff that hasn't given me as much progress, or I haven't realized the progress that's given me to benefit me, right? And then you continue on orienting that to your specific needs, and in a sense you begin walking in the reality that you set for yourself. So I just think I needed to do more of that, because it's become more apparent to me, like each stronger step I make makes, if I fail, like getting to the point I want, each step I make, I realize I don't fall back down as hard, like like picture this is like, it's like levels upstairs here, levels upstairs here, and it's like I'm on this point, but then I fall back all the way down. I make stronger steps, and it gets me up to this point, but then I fall back down, and then, but like mentally, I'm at this point, like physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, but in my current moment, sometimes when I'm thinking about it, I feel like I'm all the way back down, right? So I think being okay with just that thought, and putting God first, and just being okay with just being where I am, understanding again, God would never give you more than what you can handle. Like, and I actually never believed that, to the point where I actually started pursuing it, because again, I feel most of the times, I don't even know why I feel down here most of the times, until I can bring myself out there, or just ride it through, and naturally it will go, yeah, it will go up and down. It's not really like a, it's not really like an increment thing, but at the same time it's not that also. Oh god, yeah. If it sounds confusing, if you're just going in here, and what I'm saying sounds a little confusing, just replay back, or understand this has more to do than just with stopping bad habits. But yeah, for me, uh, I don't know. Like I could do tough talk, right? I could just completely do all the other stuff. Like just cut it. And that's the thing. I know I'm strong enough to just like completely do all that, but I don't know why. Like, if I'm strong enough to even understand why I would want to continue to do that. That's the thing. If I worded that right. So I think I'm figuring that out each and every time. Taking longer periods in between before and when I actually do it, and that's the thing, is uh, like before, when I was really, well, when I felt like I was really making progress, even though like your downs are progress, your ups are progress, because that's all information you can align yourself with to make the change that you want to be, in a sense, right? So one of the times where I felt I was actually truly making progress was when I was like, oh, take 3 hours off, and then the one hour within there, then that's the only time you get to do what you want to do, and then like sometimes within that hour, it got to the point where it's like I would take like 3 hours off, and then within that hour I would only do it maybe like 3 or 5 times, and and then it got less. It got, sometimes I would only do it like 2 times fully, or I would be so busy within that hour. Like I would be so busy within the hour where it's like my mind never even went to that, and then 3 hours went to 4 hours, went to 5 hours, went to 6 hours. Like, I think this is why I'm trying harder to find a second job, because that actually helped me. Because a lot of the times, I never I never really brought anything to work, and even then, when I was working, it's like I actually like the work so much, because it just fills my head, with like with work, really. And then at the same point, it's like I'm appreciating other things in the life other than the things like I've personally latched onto or personally associated. to myself, you know. Again, if that resonates with you, let it resonate. Yeah, man. So that's a little bit of me. That's a little bit of the battles, I guess you could say, we're going through. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. Advice mainly to myself. Stick with it, and don't be so discouraged. And even if you are discouraged, understand that discouragement is a lesson if you let it be, because you're not beating yourself up because you're just a terrible person who can't do the things to say. No, that's not the truth. If you were, you probably, like, it probably would have got a lot darker, and you would have lost the battles. You wouldn't be watching this today, or you wouldn't be experiencing the things that you're experiencing up to this current point. It would be a lot darker for you, honestly, or you'd be learning a lot more lessons, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm trying to talk for other people here, but yeah, it'd be a lot darker in a sense. So I appreciate where you are, and yeah, remember to pat yourself on the back every once in a while, you know? Because, yeah, man, there's people going through probably like 10 times worse stuff. And I mean, like, I would know I come from that stuff too, but through the grace of God, we, we've got to appreciate a better life. Um, yeah, man. So I think that better life is honestly what I'm wanting to accept now, or what I'm trying to accept. Because I don't know if you don't know, you probably don't know this about me too much, but it's like I come from a refugee like background, or originate from like Liberia, but I was born on a refugee camp. And then we came over here, and I think that entire process was just like, I don't know, like mental hornets in my mind, just like swarming from back to forth. And I think it was like only after high school that I actually, or like going into middle school, that I actually even start to understand the concept of that was bad, you know, or that was something that's deterring me even more from doing what I say, and how many other distractions that I wanted, or that I was letting into in my life in that point. So yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. If that resonates with you, then let it. That's just a little about me. So yeah, and again, I don't really do this like for money. I'm sure if I continue on with this, there will be money and more to come. And if I stretch out all of the branches, there will be more to come. But I think this was more for me. Like, again, I thought it was like to hold myself more accountable, but regardless of what format you put accountability, and it will only and always be up to you to be like, oh, regardless of how I feel about what or other people are saying or doing about this specific thing I'm doing, it's only going to be this specific thing that I'm doing, right? Because this specific thing that I'm doing, I'm the only person in this current moment. While thinking about it, am I able to fully understand like where I want to move on, or continue being, or keep pushing back against it, you know? Holy, that's so weird, man. That makes me think of the concept of time, and being more mental than anything. Ugh. Anyways, that's it. All right. Well, that's it for the rant, anyways. I hope you guys appreciate that a little bit. I know I certainly did. Yeah, man. I don't know. Something definitely feels different, and I can appreciate that. I think through more and more that I do this, it's helping me with other aspects of my life. Being willing to face the brunt of the truth, but sometimes being humble enough to understand that scaling that entire wall all at once isn't. It's not even something that I can't do. It's like every time you step up again with the stairs, every time you get up on one little ledge of that wall, you realize there's like another wall that you can't really see, and that's not the issue itself, right? The issue is more, how did you set up that wall in the first place to the point where you never noticed, right? And then again, even if you keep climbing, there will always be, holy crap. So I'm having lots of realizations right now as I talk. But even if you get up to a certain point, there was always going to be a realization of there's that other wall. There's something else to overcome, and like God's giving you so much more to overcome with whether you realize it or not. Like, you're not in the state that you're in for no reason. You're in the state that you're in to improve. Like, and regardless of how you see that in the current moment, you will only improve, especially if you add God to the equation. Um, yeah, man. I want to get into it, but it's like I I'm gonna be talking for other people and not myself, because I don't even understand a lot of the things that I fully believe in. So I'm taking the time to actually like inform myself. So if I talk and what I say resonates with you, then it resonates with you because it resonates with me first. And I think that's what comes up of like genuine belief and understanding, is you say it for yourself while understanding it's not just for yourself, and that other people might understand that better than you, enough to give you new information that betters your understanding. And through that is kind of beautiful, honestly, because I always say information is the most abundant resource on this planet. um, it's really the only resource on this planet, and that's why I see, at mentally and other kind of speaking, but we'll stay with the mentally side, you know. Um, yeah, man. And not gonna lie, there's a lot of disappointment for not being where I want to be, but I I'm more than realizing now where I want to be. It took to get uh, hmm, what is it? Was it to get to this point of even realizing that I'm not where I want to be, or like, although I'm getting to where I want to be, although I'm closer than I have been, or my perception has changed to where I can allow myself to believe that I'm closer to where I've been. Like, that has been just like a road in general, and just to get up to that point is is a great realization to have, because like again I realized, like, I'm not letting myself think of the bad habits, I I thought like every time I thought about something, I was processing it the right way. I was I was like, oh yeah, yeah, this is what I want to stop, this is what I want to do, but not letting myself fully fully think about it, and like, I don't think I can explain that, like, to where a lot of people understand that that's something you actually have to go through yourself, right? We're all on our own journeys. We're all on our own path in life. And once you seriously just start caring about the progress that you're making, you'll by default start to see the progress other people are making. You by default start to be more compassionate. You'll by default start to be more spiritual, godly, all of that stuff. Like there's certain things like it's again like I said with the other time, it's like you're to change one habit, you have to learn like 3 to 5 new things just to change one habit, right? Like say like even as basic as just trying to change like a car tire, because like first time I tried to change a car tire, like I had to, well, first off I had to figure out where the jack was within my car, and then and then uh, take that out, figure out how the jack works to the point where it actually works properly, and then I can use it to so it doesn't actually break, or so it doesn't mess up, and then figure out where to put it underneath the card, figure out how much to do, how much to twist, how much pressure to apply. Being a little disappointed that that I thought I could do certain things to the car fully on the ground, but we won't get into that. Anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, one thing I will notice too, like once I start thinking for myself, I notice like my voice does change. Like and like that's just for myself though. Like anyways, that's going nowhere. That's just talking just to talk. But do you if you see what I'm saying, if that resonates with you, let it resonate. Then you go like but just to be able to change my tire, which is just me saying, oh, I'm going to change my tire, all those things have to be done, and probably even get to that point, and probably hundreds of thousands of things are are arranging within your mind to even get those thoughts and make those actions. So like think about it that way, you will always be accomplishing a lot more than you think you're accomplishing in the moment, especially if you change your perspective enough to value the small steps, because it took small steps to even make the action. It took small steps to even get the full thought, or to start the beginning of that thought, or to get the realization of that thought, or to even get, yeah, the awareness that you need to stop, or you need to make a change. Like realization is just a different, it's just a different form of awareness. Once you have that, you will begin to change by default. I think that's awesome, because I'm just starting to realize that, and starting not to beat myself up for messing up so much, because holy crap, your boy's been messing up sometimes, man. Not gonna lie, your boy's been messing up, but through a father, through God, through Jesus Christ, I don't actually know, man. That's the thing. Like it's good not to know. Like I'm spiritual. I like to consider myself, at the very least. I understand that with life, and the two are, I don't know if I'm using mutually exclusive, but the two are guaranteed from birth. Like sometimes life isn't even guaranteed. Like you sometimes you don't even make it out the womb, or get to the phase where I guess human beings can call it life, even though I consider life all the way out, like down to like the single celled organism. If you want to go down to the molecules, because the molecules in a sense are alive, because they have some kind of consciousness within them. Call it Christ consciousness, if you will, or or God, and you won't really be wrong. But that's getting into different topics. Oh man, I used to have some thoughts on that before, and I still do, but it's more like it's kind of brutal, but it's more on the concept of trying to be as true as possible, you know, and not take things personal, which is it's so hard to do in life, man. It's so hard to do, but if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth accomplishing. And in all aspects of your life, you need to think about that, and stop thinking like, well, for me, I need to stop thinking it's like all things. Some things are easier than I think they are, and then I need to continue doing the work and taking the steps in within there. As yeah, because you start something for one reason, you continue it for another, and certain aspects of yourself by default latch on to that, right? Oh gosh. Okay. I think that's it for on my mind. I have more cleaning to do. Yeah, this is why I have usually the same stuff on my shorts because I end up sometimes ranting or doing a lot more than I thought I would. Doing too much, if you will. All right, let's do it. Okay, no, but we we got it. We got it. All right, wait. I'm gonna do something for the edits though. Oh no, yo, it froze. My phone froze. Anyways, I gotta restart it now. All right, well, the phone froze. I'm gonna restart it. That's okay. I'm not really trying to get any more sleep. I just realized someone's been someone's been spamming, and when I looked at it, I saw the last message. Well, one of the last messages, they're like, oh, okay, goodbye. I'm gonna leave. Okay, bye. I'm for real for now. I'm for real now. Yo, okay, that took a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, but um, I think I'm gonna continue the 10 minutes for a little bit longer, honestly, and go to 20 minutes, increase it that way, and I think I'm gonna stick to 20 minutes for a while, probably up and on until later into like the a little higher into like the second months. Once we get the up to the third month, then I'll probably push it by like 5 minutes each time, and then so we can reach the hour. Because again, when I say reach the hour, the goal is just to reach an hour with at least within this within this like 3 months period. Like so, starting off easier, and then at least reaching an hour a couple times, couple days, couple weeks maybe. But uh, you guys should understand if you're watching this, it's not a guarantee. It's really if I have time or availability. Sometimes it is how I'm feeling, but as a whole, this practice is just to continue it on. It's just to continue doing it. Um, Even if it's not the full thing, even if it's not 100% how you want to do it, it's just to continue doing it. Really. Okay. Uh, dude, I can only imagine what that guy wrote. Okay, so 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 there's Thahaj, Thahaj. I don't know if that has an accent in it, but in my mind it does. So it's like Thahaj or Thahaj says hi, and then Mingul Narrow J9B says hi, and then Mahanur V2I says hi, says no one's here. Mr. Clean OU4EZ says clean up. And hey, the J Jordan, shout out to you, bro. Keep up the great work. You too, homie. Keep up, hidden bag. Keep on the punching bag stuff, bro. You're doing great with what I can see. I do check out your shorts, and sometimes watch the videos. But I mean, we all understand we have busy lives here. So yeah. Oh yo, one thing I gotta say, I gotta realize, I've actually figured out how to activate my diaphragm. Now, now I gotta figure out how to do this in person so I can actually have a more grounded voice. And yeah, I think to do that, I need to stop overthinking so much when I'm in person, when I'm actually in between people, and like, cause my new job involves meeting a lot of people, and if I'm always in my own head, like I'm not gonna sound good or I'm not gonna sound confident. Yes, and I would like to sound a little more like that. Or maybe I'm entirely wrong. Maybe my perspective isn't there, you know. But again, for you, it may not be there, but other people's perspectives aren't yours. They're entitled to their own stuff, like their own opinions, whether you see that as good or whether you see that as bad, really. So yeah, Mahanur says hello, and then he says, "I'm back now. What are you doing?" And then he says hello, says, "Still no one's here." And then Sasha Sahash or Sasha, yeah, Sasha the Weird says hello. You seem very calm. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Sasha. Much love, much appreciation. Um, Mahanur uh, says, "Is he calm? Or are you sleeping or not?" Sometimes it feels like I'm sleeping. Honestly, probably in the state between sleep and complete stillness and calmness. Uh, I think there's a state for that. I think it's called the hypnagogic state. But don't quote me up on that. I need to do more research before I just start making claims like that. That's just through a podcast I heard, which kind of describes the exact thing that you're talking about. So yeah, and he said he is calm, and he says okay, and it says hi again, and it says bye bye again. It says okay bye, and it says I'm going, and it says bye, and it says are you? You're not even talking. Well, yeah, bro. I'm not even talking. I'm focused on other stuff, internally. And that's not actually true. I am talking. I'm talking to myself a lot. And Mahanor says, "Are you not even moving or talking?" And it says, "Bye. I'm going for real now." And it says, "Bye, Mahanur. Much love, brother. Thank you so much for the comments." I'm sorry you got a little I'm sorry you got a little frustrated within there. Um, but sometimes remember when someone's not doing something or something you want them to do, that's just like a reflection of what's happening internally, right? Because regardless of what someone else is doing, how you're perceiving it is it's going to affect you how you're perceiving it, essentially speaking and generally speaking, like very general speaking without getting into specifics here. But I I actually do have to tell you thank you for appreciation. That's going to help me with my streaming and stuff. Um, but yeah, so much love, much appreciation. Okay, that's it. That's all. Peace, peace. Oh God.